So, as we shift gears, a lot of the questions that we've been getting on the planning side have to do with the Secure 2.0 legislation that was passed at the end of 2022. Now, whether clients know that these questions really pertain to that legislation or not, who knows? But that's where it's coming from. There were some new provisions, some new options that were allowed under this legislation, and we want to address some of the ones that we're getting asked about frequently. I'll say that the Secure 2.0 Act is tax legislation that was really trying to address retirement security. And probably the number one thing that we've been hearing from clients that as a new option since that legislation was passed was the option to take money and out of a 529 plan and put it into a Roth IRA. And so I'm going to pass the mic over to Danny and have her talk to us about, what is that? Why, when would you do it? Why would you do it? How does it work? Are there things we don't know yet? What do we know? Danny, please take it away.
Yeah, so that definitely has been a very common question, and it just went into effect this year. So kind of the big thing is that you can now transfer $35,000 from a 529 to a Roth IRA. This is not something you want to do while your beneficiary is still in school, while you still have higher education expenses, but kind of something if you have a leftover balance in your 529s. There are definitely rules associated with that transfer. So you can't do the full $35,000 in 1 year. You are limited to the annual contribution amount to a regular Roth IRA, which, for example, right now is $7,000 a year. So if that stayed the same, it would take you 5 years to do those contributions. The other rules include you have to have had the 529 open for 15 years. You can't convert any money that you've contributed in the last 5 years. And what is kind of cool about it that I think are like good strategies is, someone that's just come out of college, they probably don't have $7,000 of extra income that they can be putting into a Roth IRA. I definitely didn't when I was 22, 23. And so that's a good way to do it. There also could potentially be some strategies of waiting till you're a little older and maybe you make too much money to make a contribution to a Roth IRA, because there are no income threshold limits on this transfer. So even if you're above the Roth IRA contribution income limits, you could still do it. And just to clarify, the Roth IRA has to be in the name of the beneficiary of the 529. So I can't take, if I'm the owner of the 529, I can't take the money and then put it in my Roth. I have to do it for the beneficiary of the account. There are some loopholes, but we don't need to get into that. And yeah, there's still a lot of questions that we don't know. Like all tax legislation, they like to leave a lot of things very vague. So we'll definitely learn more about it as more and more things come up and this actually is being put into practice.